Be happy. Be kind. Be generous. Be great. Be honest. Be you. Be happy. Be kind. Be great. Be honest. Be you.
Yo, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Candle Close News. And I definitely wanted to start off the year of 2022 by taking a moment to send you all much love and high vibrations out to wherever you are in the world right now. 2020 and 2021 were both roller coaster years, but I am so grateful to have started my work and to have built this community. It has been incredibly humbling to be able to watch this channel grow and to be a part of each and every one of your journeys as well. I'm super excited and looking forward to another year with all of you conscious and aware beings. I'm truly so grateful for each and every one of you, and I wanted to let you all know that. 2022 is not going to be an easy year. This year I wholeheartedly believe will be packed full of rituals and chaos, which is why I think that it's most important we stick together during these times that are approaching. We must protect our minds and our energy from these evil energy vampires. We must let go of all fears that consume us so that we may be able to serve our higher purpose here on earth. We must never comply and we must never compromise, and always allow our higher self to guide our each and every decision, because then everything will be okay. You know, Kuna Matata, it means no worries for the rest of your days. We've got to let go and learn to just love and allow and embrace. That is how we unlock abundance, and we get out of that lack mindset, which allows us in return to stay calm during these chaotic endeavors. We can be the light that shines through the darkness, as long as we never allow anything external, anything outside of us, to keep us from being what and who we truly are. The answer is within. And to speak for myself, I'm waking up every day with so much gratitude for everything I experience, whether that's good or bad. I've now come to realize it's just an opportunity to react with love and appreciation. It may seem like the world is getting darker, but I promise you, you are not of this world. Maybe your body is, but your spirit is a titan within you that is just here on this earth plane to make an impact while you're here. From day one, I started my channel with the intent of gathering together high vibrational beings for this exact moment in time. the ones who can see what's going on around them, but unfortunately might be surrounded by people who cannot. But you are not alone, and we might be few in population, but we possess the power of thousands, if not millions, of people with just the power of our minds. A free mind is a threat to the establishment, and a free heart is the cure to every problem in this world. So I believe we must move into 2022 with love and leave our fears behind. Fear is an anchor keeping us chained up from our true potential, and all fear is false evidence appearing real. So remember that, pioneers. Think your thoughts with love. Speak your words with love, and the truth will always prevail. And I'm manifesting abundance for all of you this year, not only financially, but spiritually, consciously, and in all ways. And remember this, it's not going to be easy this year. This is going to be a challenging year in so many ways. So remember, here at the Daily Candle Close News, we always have each other. So be grateful for what we have, and when those challenges surface into our reality, remember to just react with love and appreciation, and those challenges will now be accepted merely as a step on the staircase towards the higher levels, towards your higher purpose. Because your higher self will take care of you if you stay true to yourself and never compromise. Do not compromise. Do not fear the challenges you face. You will be rewarded if you do these things in so many ways for just facing your fears and not caving in to the parasitic plans of the world elected leaders right now. With that being said, just continue to focus on you and use your time and attention and pay attention to where you give your energy. Save your energy for emotions in real life. Remove your emotions from the market, from your investments, etc. And save your energy for what will allow you to serve your higher purpose, for what will allow you to serve yourself better. Use this redirected energy to be positive and be creative instead, and show the world your superpowers. As we head into the year 2022, I'm wishing you all, a beautiful year, and I hope that you build your legacies. And that's the vibe we're on headed into 2022 over here on the Daily Candle Close News. And if you're not on that vibe, well, we still love you, but come back after you work on yourself, and you are. But if you are on that vibe, then we welcome you with open arms as we enter this very important year. I think 2 years ago my work started around this financial shift that I saw coming, and it was very similar to 1971, and that year right now apparently is 2021 and 2022 for us in America and all over the world financially. So I think it's very important that we pay attention to the upcoming times that are approaching. With all that being said, we'll go ahead and get straight into the decode that I have put together for you guys tonight. I think it's very important. I've seen no one else on the world stage sharing this with anyone, and I want to bring it out and be the first one to share it with you all. As we see the transition from last night 1-4 into 1-5 was a very important date that I was looking out for. Even spoke to a few Pioneer group chat members, one at work and one that I speak to on a regular basis, around this this psyop that we've seen on the world stage for the past 2 years. And I was expecting this 1-5 to this 1-8 date, January 5th to January 8th, being a very important time frame that we might see a potential announcement slash something around this psyop that we've all loved to endure for 2 years now. And well, we see a new variant named I Hate You, and we'll speak about that in a moment. But it's p.1.640.2 out of France. And I wanted to bring that up and talk to us tonight. And I think it's very interesting that we know we get the 15 when we type that out. And also, if we remember that, our previous latest variant, the little o, in Greek being the 15th Greek letter in the Greek alphabet, it's got that 15 in it as well, being the 15th Greek letter. Very important to continue to make these connections as we transition last night into today, 1/5, January 5th. So very important to continue to make these connections with that 15 right here. Now, as we remember, we were getting that 15 right here in this new variants, whatever. And also, it's the IHU for I Hate You is what that stands for, giving us that same 38 and 20 that we were getting in this as well. So the same 38 and 20 connection there that I wanted to bring up. We know that 20 ties us into player. Okay, the game needs players. Okay, remember that. And you're the player. And I tell you guys this each and every day. But we know that player right there gives us that same 20. Very important that we remember that. But IHU giving us that same 38 and 20, and it also gives us 43. In this news article that we saw last night as we transitioned into 1/5, we saw 12 people were infected that were living in southeastern France, okay? And we'll talk about that later in the decode where this came from. But it's also giving us that 12, you guys. So it's very interesting that we see 12 people have been infected. So let's continue on with this decode real quick. We know that they're saying in this news article that it has 46 mutations, and I found that very interesting how they worded that. 46 mutations, and that's very interesting because we get that same 43 and 46 mutations that we got in I Hate You. Okay, I Hate You. So pay attention, because if we remember this previous variant, for anybody that knows anything about words, okay, then they know there are abbreviations, pseudonyms, acronyms, anagrams. Every word has a capstone, which is the first letter of every word. So all of these things are very important when it comes to words, which have definition. Therefore, they have meaning. Okay? And all of this is very important. All right? And you can deny none of that. So that's very important that we remember. But this is a word salad right here, a mix-up, okay? Whatever you want to call it other than its real name, for moronic, moronic. Huh. Anyways, but this is as well for I Hate You. Okay, it's an abbreviation using the capstone of each word. Okay, the I, the H, and the U. Okay, they're just not spelling out you right here. Okay, very important. But it's why they spelt it like this, I do believe, and it presented it to the world stage because of the numbers. So pay attention. This 38, we know ties us straight back into, well, the game that they played. And weren't we told 38 years ago by the Police in 1983 on their Synchronicity album when they dropped Murder by Numbers and spoke about the elite, that murder, playing a game, and this game was played by the numbers. So again, very important that we make these connections because it all matters. All right, so we're getting that 15 that tied us all the way back into this, mix-up of moronic, for anybody that still wanted to believe this, tying us right back into that. I hate you for that fact, is what they're telling us. They're mocking us, okay, for anybody still wanting to believe this. You're the player right here, okay? You're the player, okay? Very important. But tying us in here with that 43, okay? And not only that, we'll flip this around and show you how deep this gets. But real quick, they said 12 people were infected. Okay, so that 12 people is giving us 36. And, that's very important when you know that not only does 12 people give you 36, but so does January 5th, 2022, which is why we're getting this news. Giving us that same 67 that we got in 46 mutations. So, again, this is being very powerful with some very powerful numbers tied towards the human body, like 46 chromosomes make up the human body, 23 from your mom, 23 from your dad. You have 12 cranial nerves in your brain. And all this news is coming today on January 5th, 2022. Giving us that same 36 that we got in 12 people. That 36 is the 3 sixes, you guys. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons that make up the human body, the Homo sapien, you. Okay? Or them 3 sixes being 6 plus 6 plus 6, giving you that 18. Okay? So again, very powerful. This 67, though, being the mirror of 76 that we get in our lizard homeboys. Skull and bones, you guys. And we'll show you. Skull and bones, giving us that mirror of 67 and 76. 41 is the 13th prime number. Pay attention to that, because we'll get into that in a minute. But we'll make that connection in a minute, hopefully. If I don't forget. But real quick, back to this mutations. Okay, the 46 mutations or your 46 chromosomes, the 12 people or your 12 cranial nerves, okay, the same as the 12 apostles. It's all the 12 cranial nerves. That's what the Bible's talking about. Okay, so again, 46 appears. 46 mutations is what they're saying, but we know 46 appears at the 19th decimal placement of pi. And we got this news yesterday on 1/4 being 119 days from the start of Rosh Hashanah, but it was the 361st, or that's the 4th day of the year, leaving 361 days left in 2022. That's a perfect square, that 361. It's a perfect square of 19. So this 19 ties us straight back into C19, correct? Isn't that what we're referring to in this article that was released on the world stage as we got ready to transition into 1/5 today, bringing us all the way back into the power that they harvested off of the 15th Greek letter alphabet. Okay, this 1/5, a very powerful number that we've seen on the world stage for over a year now, strictly tied to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, as a matter of fact, and we've exposed that on this channel. Okay, so again, everything tying us back into C19 though, alright, because they're targeting your soul 19, okay? They're targeting your spirit 19, alright, which is your battery, okay? Same 19, alright? And I tell you guys this, that is your shell, alright? Giving you that same 20 right here that we've spoken about tonight. That's what they're targeting, okay? Very important that we remember that. Again, they worship Ra 19, the ancient sun god, okay? And we've experienced C19. So, again, remember that. Giving us that same 13 right there. So, again, very powerful connections right here that we got, that 13 and C19, as well as the previous connection I made earlier that I told you don't forget about. 41 being the 13th prime number, okay? So again, everything ties here using the code. We expose this, but we're not even halfway done, okay? 46 mutations, I told you, is your 46 chromosomes, okay? Giving you that 60, okay? The power of this 15 is the 1 plus 5 is 6, and the rules of numerology drop to 0 because it has no value. It is the cosmic egg, and we go over this. It gives birth to all numbers. 1 plus 5 is 6. Man was created on the 6th day. Okay? Again, 46 mutations is the 46 chromosomes in your body, is what they're saying. Okay, using this occultic hidden language and knowledge. Okay, so very important that we remember that. What they're saying with these word salads is you're a moronic 46 mutation ass looking boy. Okay, is exactly what the fuck they're saying. And remember that. Okay, point blank period. But again, being an abbreviation using the capstone of each word for I hate you. Okay, giving us that 1112, giving us that same 41, which is the 13th prime number. Okay, yeah, 1112 being very important, tying us all the way into our friends. And I won't say this word, but the ones who run the show, you guys, giving us that same 41, 77, and 112 that we've seen in all of this tonight. The 77 that we got in player, they're the ones that control the game. Okay, so remember that. Be careful who you say this word around. But all of this news is coming from Cameroon, France, giving us that 34, the mirror of 43 that we got in 46 mutations. The 43 we got in I hate you. Okay, very powerful, these connections, and a reason why we're seeing this. And this come from France, giving us that same 34, the mirror of 43 that we're getting in all this. Okay, that 29 in France, we're getting, remember, we got that 29 in our previous variant, that 39 we're seeing in our previous variant that we've seen tonight. There's a reason why we're seeing all this. Not to mention the fact that we see on 1/5, January 5th, Bitcoin fall to 43K. Okay, IHU equals 43. Point blank period, scripted to the code. You know, I came out here 2 weeks ago and put this falling symmetrical triangle, and we've closed every daily candle above it against the bottom, and I was able to put this up here 2 weeks in advance. And then all of a sudden we see this. I've warned around this time period, you know, on this channel for, you know, potential volatility, and even spoken to a few Pioneer group chat members about this. But again, you know, all this scripted to today's date, the 12th, okay, that we got today when we typed out 1/5/2022, giving us that 12. This article says 12 people caught this variant. Okay, it's all scripted. It's all in the code, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot deny this. Cameroon giving us that. Oh, it didn't go down there. But France, for instance, giving us that 47 that we got in yesterday's date. When we, you know, look at the transition date into today, 1/5, it gave us the 47. Today's date giving us the 48. Cameroon, where this article came from. Pay attention right here. Giving us that 84, the mirror of 48. Giving us that 39. Tying us into everything we saw down below right here. So again, very important. And why using the code could help you, you know. But again, all of this being tied back to our friends right here, you know, who practice Judaism, giving us that same 77 and 112, and that same 20 that we've spoken about tonight. All tying us in here, you guys. Undeniable. That utilization by the code. Again, 46 mutations, giving us that 45 right here. Where's it at? Boom, 45. Why do we see that? Because we're in Makara, or Capricorn, which is aka known as Makara, giving us that 45 and that 18 that we're getting below. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, it's important to use the code. They're saying they hate you, that you're the mutation and you're the variant and the parasite that they want to eradicate. And it's very important that we pay attention and we start to use these things like occultic knowledge, okay, point blank period, to pay attention to what's really going and manifesting itself on the world stage. The 72 we got in 12 people, tying us not only into Bitcoin in that 72, but we got 72 and 36 right here in 12 people that we're seeing this news around being your 12 cranial nerves. But not only tying us into Bitcoin, but we know who runs the show, you guys. But it's the Jesuit order. And we go over this, giving us that same 72. Where we see this news today. Okay? You're the chosen ones, not these guys. Alright? And I promise you that, and I tell you that each and every day. We're gods and goddesses, and it's time that you understand that. We utilize this. Pay attention to what's going on. Not only that, today we know is 666 days since March 10th of 2020. The last day before our lives changed forever. Undeniable. And you're going to see this 666 connection as we get deeper into the decode tonight. As we continue to take the red pill. And it's, although controversial, but today was the day that they were supposed to be rolling out the new 5G band rollout, for telephones. And it's delayed, alleged delayed, or rollout, alleged rollout. I don't know. It doesn't matter, But today, I just find it very interesting, especially with what we've seen coming out of these vaccinations. And that, this black goo acts up around, 5G technology. They're using in these news articles about planes, landing gear malfunctioning and disrupting, etc. There's probably a lot more to cover about this, but again, the importance of this tying us in, because the 5G giving us that same 12 that we got in today in this article, talking about 12 people, talking about your 12 cranial nerves in your brain. So it's very important that we make these connections with today, and why again we're seeing on 1.5 the volatility of Bitcoin, the news article putting fear in the world, as we transitioned into 1.5 last night. So again, this January 5th through January 8th, January 7th, being a very important time period that I want to discuss and talk about for a moment tonight. And yeah, it's something I want to bring up. We'll bring up the price charts real quick, and we'll show you today compared to last year, March, when they officially declared the pandemic of the bear flu. Okay, so all right, March 12th being right here, the 11th and the 10th, our last day of normality right here. 666 days from today, and again, we're seeing Bitcoin today fall to 43. That 43 tying us into our connections right here. So definitely wanted to talk about this time period compared to today, and why I think it's so special. Obviously, March 10th of 2020, to today, the 5th of January, 1/5 being 666 days since, we saw our entire lives change. On the 70th day of year, on the 70th day of the year in March. So again, we'll talk about that 70 tonight, possibly. Very powerful. But again, why I think this day was so important was because we have the following day, where we started to see volatility in the markets, etc. But they announced it on the world stage as well. The 14 days to start to slow the spread that we knew was nonsense. That didn't work. Anyways, but 3 times 11 giving you the 33, and using the rules of numerology and the laws in numerology, we would drop these zeros, giving you the 22. So 33 plus 22 gives us 55. That 55 we know on my channel is quite important. because it comes back to God, giving us that 55, Satan, 55, time keeper, 55, predestination, and also Satoshi Nakamoto. Now I know people think I might be, I might actually believe in Satoshi Nakamoto, but actually I don't. But I think it's important that we make all these connections, giving us all that same 55 right here. So again, that's how important I think this 55 number is, and why we saw this day in 2020, and then the following day giving us 55 in numerology when we added up 312 plus 20 last year, or 2 years ago now, and that day being the biggest day that we saw the downside volatility come in around March. The biggest single daily red candle for the crash, the death wick that people called it, and we could see that right here, March 12th. And if I was to zoom in, you'd see how bad that was, this whole day, candle body, not a wick, all right? So pretty devastating. And we can see it in numerology, the connections to Satoshi Nakamoto with 55 right here that day. So very important. And this day was the 72nd day of the year in March of 2020, and that came back to what Satoshi Nakamoto created. So again, just making these powerful connections that we continue to utilize on our channel and show you why we use it. Boom. But again, today, from the start of all of this, and our last normality being 666 days, which is why I was expecting some sort of news on the world stage around this PSYOP, okay, psychological operation, saying you're moronic if you still believe this, saying they hate you, okay, and I've exposed that. The only one in the world doing a decode right now on the world stage showing you this. So I'm privileged to have that opportunity to be the first. All of this is important not only because the 55 connection, but the 12th to January 7th, being the 7th day of the year. We know the sevens are very powerful, so I'm paying attention to this time frame leading into the transition day of the 18th, and we know how powerful this 18 is in Judaism, and my channel exposes that. We might talk about that some tonight, but again, you make up the 18, the infinite connection to source, the matrix body, Jesus, okay, infinite connection, right here, the 18, very powerful. We know the importance of that number. So let me think about where I want to go with that. So yeah, this transition right here, being a 666 day connection from 312, the bloodiest day back in March of 2020. So definitely want to continue to make these connections here. I was looking for this projected breakout of this falling symmetrical triangle. Either way, it didn't matter. It's not to the upside or to the downside. No projection here, no speculation, but it's definitely something I was looking at to exit this apex of this falling symmetrical triangle by the end of January 8th or January 7th. We're seeing it today on the 1/5 date. Fall to 43K. I've told you for 2 weeks to be ready for a potential 42 to 44K Bitcoin. And I've been able to do that by using the code. Hardly any technical analysis at all. And then go on about my daily life and not even put no more than 10% of my energy into cryptocurrency. Point blank period. And you see how well it's playing out on the price charts. Day to day. Holding daily candle closes above this falling symmetrical triangle resistance line on the bottom. Right here. You saw our W pattern breakout that led us into the 51st week of the year before we saw 51K again. And we didn't see 52K until the 52nd week of the year. I came out here in the group chat and on my page and shared how I was able to prepare every one of my pioneers for a potential bull trap on the 27th of December that would hit 52 to 55K. Why the 55? Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin 55. You guys, it's all in the code, and that's what we saw. Okay, so utilize it, pay attention to the work being done, given to you for free, used on the world stage for thousands of years. They don't teach you gematria for a reason, numerology for a reason. They don't teach you astrology for a reason. Okay? Only if you're born into a bloodline do you learn these things. And I'm not saying that I am. I'm exposing this truth. Point blank period. I fight corruption that I don't believe in. Tyrannical governments that I can't stand. Medical malpractice that doesn't follow the science that they told us to follow. Okay? I don't follow the black box of Saturn. Anyways, all these big connections here connecting us into Friday the 13th. Okay? The day that we saw everything really start to change on the main stage. You know? But it's all connecting us into the 666 days from, you know, to the 666 days from Friday the 13th of March 2020 till January 8th. This very important 1/8 date that I'm looking into. Okay? So, very, very important. Also giving us that 51 and 15 in numerology. And we've spoken about the power of this 15 right here. Already tying us back into, boom, right here. You know, and I know I've been given 3 dates, but most of my emphasis on all these 3 dates, the 5th, the 7th, and the 8th, all of it comes back into today. What we're seeing right now. Okay? When I was expecting to see some sort of announcement around this from these guys on the world stage, because this is the 15th Greek letter alphabet. Today is 1-5. All giving us the 15. You know, why is that so important? Because I've said it in the video before, but, you know, probably around the start of Sagittarius, but we were exposing this Omicron, you know, being the little O. But it's the 15th letter of the Greek alphabet, and this 15 comes back to the Queen, because she rules over 15 Commonwealth realms, and I think that's very important. But again, this news came yesterday on 1/4, which left 360 days in the year. Okay, this being the little circle, a circle is 360 degrees. So all of this is tying in here when we use math, it's etc. But you know, this previous variant giving us the 70 in isopsophy, which is Greek numerology, but we know we get that 70 in coronavirus. Hopefully they don't shut me down for that, but that's important. So, okay, this PSYOP that we're getting right here, giving us that same 43. As a matter of fact, how about that? We saw Bitcoin hit 43K today. I hate you equals 43. All the 34 and 43 connections we're getting right here. It's because it's all tied to the PSYOP. The PSYOP that fell in the Shemitah year. Shemitah gives us that same 70, you guys. The Queen is getting ready to enter her 70th year since coronation. So again, she rules over 15 Commonwealth realms. All of this came on 1/5 January 5th. 1/5. The power in the numbers. It's all in the code. Alright. So with all that being said, you guys, probably going to end this there. And just wanted to share this connection here. Again, 46 mutations ties straight back to your body with the 46 chromosomes that you carry in your body. 23 from your mom and 23 from your dad. One other connection, I'm sorry, I got distracted. One other connection with this 70 I wanted to mention was this past previous December 31st, just a few days ago, we saw the S&P 500 close with a new all-time high for the 70th time in the history of the world. So, just very important connections that we're making here, using the code and occultic knowledge in our everyday lives that, are able to prepare us for everything. This 1-5 that we're seeing, it's all important because it's targeting you, Alice. You're Alice in Wonderland. Giving you that same 13 that I told you would make that connection of if I didn't forget. But it's giving you that 105. Taking you straight back into 15. It's all in the code, ladies and gentlemen. It's all in the code. So don't become a moronic 46 mutating ass looking boy like they want you to be. Become a glitch in the matrix and a divergent. And with all that being said, we'll see you in the next one where I drop some technical analysis. Probably tomorrow, you guys. Sorry about this. I got interrupted, distracted, lost my train of thought. I do got to go do something. So with all that being said, take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.